My name is Otto Ekpenerim. Today we are here for a research presentation, and our topic is a research review of how corporate social responsibility is played out in developing more socially responsible supply chain. A case study of a Coca-Cola Group. My group member are Agbo Ochukwebeka, Dennis Ezugo, Sujit Dasiri, Otto Erim, Eze Collins, and now hand over to my colleague.
Hello everyone, this is Sujit. I'm going to explain the abstract part. In order to achieve the long desired sustainability development, manufacturing companies have yielded to the environmental pressure to review their corporate practices and show a commitment to fulfilling their corporate social responsibilities along the entire supply chain. That is at 2023. The study therefore utilized Coca-Cola as a case study to explore how corporate social responsibility is played out in developing more socially responsible supply chains. The study research question is how has Coca-Cola incorporated CSR in deploying a socially responsible supply chain? The research methodology adopted for this study is a semantic literature review, and the research design is an exploratory research design. Broma and Clark's 2006 six steps for conducting the thematic analysis is employed for the data analysis. The key findings of the study reveal that Coca-Cola Water Stupendous Project, Sustainable Sourcing, and the Green Supply Chain Management in Tunisia demonstrates the commitment of the company to fostering a socially responsible supply chain as a part of their CSR initiatives. This implies that other food and beverage companies can be motivated to adopt similar strategies and champion corporate practices that promote biodiversity protection as well as access to the clean water. Now I am handovering the session to my colleague. He will explain the introduction part.
Thank you very much. My name is Stanislas Chukwebuka Abu, and I'll be taking on the introduction. Evidence from the existing literature has shown that businesses are expected to ameliorate problems in the society rather than increase them. The European Commission defined corporate social responsibility as the responsibility of organizations for their impact on the society. For instance, Coca-Cola setting a target to reach net zero carbon emission by 2040 in 2021. Hence, manufacturing companies such as Coca-Cola have begun to review their corporate practices and show a commitment to fulfilling their corporate social responsibility along the entire supply chain to promote sustainable development. The study explores how corporate social responsibility is played out in developing more socially responsible supply chains, particularly using Coca-Cola as a case study and aligning its supply chain with SDG goals, focusing on water sustainability, ethical sourcing, and community impact. The study contributes to the growing body of literature on the relationship between CSR and supply chain management, provide insight into how CSR is translated into practical actions and policies in and inform strategies for improving transparency, stakeholders engagement, and corporate social accountability. I'll hand over to my colleague for the
Hello, my
continuation.
name is Otto Ekpenerim. Today I'm here to talk on methodology. But before I proceed, I'd like to explain more on the words methodology. Is a system of method used in a particular area of study or activity. This study is based on secondary and utilize academic journals, business report, and information from the company website to source for data. However, the research methodology for this study is systematically literature research, which allow evidence to be synthesized on a particular research question to inform the development of precise practitioner, researchers, and the general public. Badi Wala 2024. Research words combination such as they are follows, but I'll just list few. Coca-Cola and corporate social responsibility. For the data analysis, we were carried out on Brown and Clark 2006. Uh, Thematic analysis was also adopted to develop meaningful insight and enable the researcher to consistently engage uh, data data all through the process. Nevertheless, due to the fact that systematic review usually do not require ethical approval, academic integrity was also ensured through the proper references and utilization for reputable resources, reputable sources, and also Walmart and Advance 2017. And now hand over to my colleague.
My name is Dennis Ezugu, and I'll be talking about findings and the result. Evidence from literature reveal that Coca-Cola has had issue with the local stakeholders in Kerala, India, leading to the closure of the Plachimanda branch. Since then, they have faced more from the India laws concerning environmental protection, water usage, excessive consumption of water, and harming public access to safe and drinking water. In a study that compared the four companies, PepsiCo, across three production processes, the four companies established cooperation with the WWF to conduct water conservation projects targeted at increasing access to clean water for people. However, Coca-Cola took a step further to recycle 100% of its wastewater generated in the production processes back into the environment, highlighting a remarkable water stewardship performance in the post-production process. Babaride and Onyebisi in their study in 2024 revealed that Coca-Cola's efforts to protect biodiversity and promote sustainable sourcing, as well as its strong supplier relationship, signifies advancement towards a socially responsible supply chain rooted in CSR. This suggests that Coca-Cola can develop strategies that promote social and economic stability in the various countries which they operate. Also, one study conducted by Data and Defer in 2020 highlights that Coca-Cola's adoption of green supply chain management in Tunisia reinforced their commitment to sustainability, which is one of Coca-Cola's long-term vision. I will now hand over to my colleague to continue.
Thank you very much, Dennis. My name is Okechukwu Collins Eze. So I'll be talking on the discussions and the implications. So the findings of this study have revealed that Coca-Cola has faced a tremendous challenge in solving their supply chain in CSR, such as the cases in Plachimedia and Kerala. But however, recently, the Coca-Cola has made significant efforts toward promoting environmental sustainability as part of their CSR initiatives. However, these actions reflect the deliberate attempt of Coca-Cola to align corporate operations with global sustainability, including the UN SDG goals on responsible consumption and production. Ultimately, the entire findings of the studies revolves around the promotion of environmental sustainability and sustainable development as an overarching and their major themes. Below are our references, and thank you for your time.